Can you describe an example of cross-domain analytics at Kendall?
The biggest benefit to Kendall of cross-domain reporting is in relation to our accounts receivable and billing. Every accounts receivable is related to a customer, is related to an individual project. And what we were able to do is break down our outstanding accounts receivable and look at it on a project by project basis so that we could get that into the hands of the people who are going to influence that timely payment more efficiently. So by breaking down that accounts receivable and pushing some of that information all the way down to a project orientation for visibility by the PL and by the project leadership, the right kinds of conversations could be had with the customer so that we made sure that we were being paid for the services that we were rendering to our customers and keeping satisfaction in place. There may be a reason why the customer wasn't necessarily paying in a timely fashion, and that will get us back to improved quality. If we know that an event is occurring and get that event in the hands of the right people at the right time, then we can take corrective action and keep the business moving forward and keep customer satisfaction extremely high. Kendall has a very strong view that our information has to tie, starting with our external reporting and all the way into all the elements of internal reporting. The concept of a legal entity exists within the general ledger as part of our chart of accounts, but it doesn't necessarily align in our project analytics, or isn't there from that perspective. But in order to tie out and make sure that there was checks and balances and we could balance the data, from end to end, adding legal entity within project analytics was a key measurement and metric that we wanted to incorporate into that slicing and dicing capability, because there are many parts of the organization that need to look at that information in terms of how are we delivering in our UK entity versus how are we delivering in our France entity versus how are we delivering in our Brazilian entity. So we want to make sure that we can slice and dice that information the same way, both from a financial perspective as we do from a projects perspective, and we needed those crossovers in order to facilitate making that happen. And we made those connections based on the data model that existed within financial analytics by augmenting the project analytics data model.